Hello, I'm Sally Taylor, an artist and illustrator working and living in Hertfordshire in the UK. Within this presentation, I'll be exploring how artificial intelligence, or AI, is changing our future, and I will be considering if computers will have the ability to be creative. In other words, will I be out of a job? AI is the analysis of data and applying the results to an ever-increasing computer world. Using complex programs, algorithms, AI powers millions of internet-connected gadgets. Using the data we all supply through the way we live, the things we watch, our online shopping, our social life, and how we get our news. Because the programs are written by humans, filled with the history, culture, and inbuilt social views, the algorithms also carry these. So you could say they have an inbuilt bias. But it's also how the results are interpreted that's important, as these are also understood against human beliefs and knowledge. Hilary Taylor, an engineering strategy consultant and the chair of Herts Visual Arts Forum, spared me some time to provide her thoughts on this subject.
I don't know, the Tate has got 4 women artists or 8 women artists display ever, or something I read this morning. That doesn't, so you could say all the artists are men, but only 8 out of 1,000 are women, so therefore women don't do art. That's entirely the wrong conclusion. The data set you're working on is a data set that was built because women were excluded at that time, not because they didn't have the capability, but because they didn't have the opportunity. You have to be very careful how you interpret what's going on.
If we look around our modern homes, we can see so many things that utilise computer programming. But it's when they are smart, in other words connected to the internet, that they become most valuable. Freezers which self-adjust, freezers which record the contents and when low will send an order to the supermarket, zoned homes for music, lights, heating, music which is available to download. Maybe you're using your mobile phone, which is now a smartphone, which has lots of applications, and these monitor our health, our eating, where we are, what we buy, how we receive our news. Now that is pretty much everyone. For the UK, that's around 70 million people. That means data. The applications can recognise an artist's style and can draw a basic picture, based on sifting through data sets of historical information. When you take a photograph using your mobile phone, for instance, you can now apply different settings to adjust the picture quality. Let's take that to another level. We might want to apply a Van Gogh style to our photograph to make it look more artistic. This is possible because of all the data sets, all that historical evidence of artists' techniques, brushstrokes, colour combinations, material. All of this is accessed via the computer, and the machine learns to apply a said style as requested. Jacques Weissens in 2008, an article entitled Machines in Art and Chemistry, noted that there are similarities between the two concepts, chemistry and art, that they're not based on shape or appearance, but on common origins of those concepts involved. And Ferguson mentioned in The Mind's Eye, Non-Verbal Thought in Technology, in the Science magazine back in 1977, that the designer and inventor who bring elements together in new combinations, each are able to assemble and manipulate in their minds devices that have not yet existed. Both are means of investigation, objects, ideas, theories, assumptions, tested with the mind and then with the hand. For the artist and scientist, it's materials, people, culture, history, religion, mythology, and learning to transform information into something different. It is interesting that the ancient Greek word for art is techne. It'll be interesting to hear what Hilary says about data and the old masters.
Thinking about it, adopting the knowledge that you gain by dissecting old masters or data history just as data and then presenting it, like Rembrandt is reduced to a number of numbers and characters, you can then go, well, I'll Rembrandt this. It cuts out part of what you might think is an art journey in terms of learning the tools and techniques, but it actually frees you to do something else, because you don't have to keep relearning to read or write in the art. You can gain the knowledge.
It might be worthwhile to look at what the government thinks about the creative industries, what the value is, and also the employment opportunities too. The UN report on the creative economy in 2013 said that the creative economy is not only one of the most rapidly growing sectors of the world economy, but also a highly transformative one in terms of income generation, job creation and export earnings. All of the reports that I looked at, whether it be the Ofcom report or the Geography of Creativity in the UK report, showed of potential growth that outstripped other areas, and that's just for the creative industry. The Department for Digital Culture, Media and Sport, their sector economic update, reported that the value of the UK industries in 2017 was £101.5 billion. That's a 7.1% increase in value since 2015. The Industrial Strategy Creative Industries Sector Deal, the forecast for growth of GVA of £150 billion by 2023 to boost jobs in the same time frame and to narrow the gap in creative business activity from the South East to the rest of the UK, and to be more representative of the UK society, opening careers to a wider range of people. The Creative Industries Federation reports identified some employment opportunities within the creative industries. 94.7% of organisations are micro businesses, that's less than 10 employees, with over a third of the sector's workforce being self-employed. In 2016, there were 3.04 million jobs, that's 1 in 11 UK jobs in the creative industries, and that's more than in the financial services. Funding to grow this sector could be through geographical clusters. With so many artists and illustrators being self-employed and in that category within the cluster reports, how easy will it be for them to get the funding?
There's all kinds of funding hoops and listed benefits. When the people controlling the funds and dishing it out are used to working in a government machinery and specific benefits, specific processes, does that mesh with individual artists who aren't experienced at using the right words to get access to the funding, can't demonstrate 10 pages of outcomes? And so, like a lot of funding things, it sounds a good idea, but I would be uncertain of the benefit unless we could really, really work out a way of incorporating all the individual workers that there are. It's no point in it going through corporates, it's going through universities or big places that have got certain connections. There's a far bigger market to access, and there's a far bigger potential for all kinds of working independently. Don't have outcome language.
Going back to those apps that can apply an artistic style to create a picture, it's only a matter of time. Computers can now draw lines. They can even print to 3D. They can simulate an artist. So could they illustrate? Would it be original? The Huffington Post published a list of 6 ways to identify creativity. They are imagination, knowledge, attitude, environment, resources, and culture. But what is creativity? An artist pushing the boundaries, mixing things up, challenging normality? A children's book co-authored by an AI algorithm, Emma on the Atlantic, has been published. The human author chose the setting for the story and the style of art he wanted. A basic text was produced, but it needed editing to make some use of the grammar and flow. For the pictures, he took photographs and AI was used to stylize them. These were manually put together with the help of a computer. So it seems AI can do some of the hard graft, but not creatively. We might be able to replace creativity with AI. We can certainly use it to unlock meaning, analyse patterns, language, recurring ideas and perspectives. AI has the capacity to provide an answer to each of the 6 identifiable elements of a creative person. AI can draw and can add style, so a fusion of AI under the direction of a person may well be the future. So if AI can paint pictures, and if AI can write the words, albeit with some human intervention, do I have a job as an illustrator in the future?
You could just say artists aren't needed because you can get computers to produce stuff. I suppose a long time ago people were going, oh, well, it's not a proper book unless it's like handcrafted and gold leafed and individually illustrated. Automated printing presses in Fleet Street caused a whole load of grief when it went away from typesetters. There's going to be a grief and there's going to be discontinuity as more and more things are automated, and even things like book manufacturing and moving to online books and things. Those skilled jobs don't ever really die, because if somebody's really good at it and they may well be sticking at it anyway, there may be fewer people doing it, but it also creates new opportunities for different kinds of content. If those people were 50 years in the future, they might have a completely different fulfilling set of things that they want to do, because nobody writes children's books because it's all sorted out this way, or we recycle old ones. I can't say it's people aren't needed. It's the opportunities and the things that people may choose to do that change in response to the technology that we have.
Based on this, I think the key then is to embrace change, to learn the new technologies and to adapt. That way, perhaps, we'll have illustrators handcrafting in the future.